I am very pleased to have been asked to say a few words about the history and progress we have all made, which we are all very proud of. I founded Ormiston Trust in memory of my sister Fiona Ormiston Murray, who was tragically killed in a car accident on her honeymoon. Fiona had wanted children, but this was not to be. The first charity we formed was Ormiston Families in 1981, which is dedicated to improving the life chances of children and their families in East Anglia. Ormiston Family made such an impact from the beginning that we decided to broaden our reach. In 2009, Ormiston Trust was asked by the Department of Education to become an Academy sponsor. This we agreed to do on the understanding that we would work to widen students' school experience while endeavouring to close the gap between state and private education. Thus, Ormiston Academies Trust was born. OAT's objective from the start was to be the academy trust that makes the greatest difference to the students' well-being and achievement. Ormiston Trust's role was not to be directive, but to light a fuse. An explosion resulted, so that now Ormiston Academies Trust has academies north, south, east and west, due to the exceptional talents of many dedicated staff. OAT, as you know, has an ambitious and ongoing build programme to modernise and renew. It also has partnerships with many external bodies such as the National Lottery, the Royal Shakespeare Company, Sports England, Guildhall School of Music and Drama, and Premiership football clubs. One of the most exciting partnerships is the OAT I Will social action programme, engaging thousands of our students working to help others in their communities and schools. This programme aims to enhance children's communication, social responsibility and team building, qualities thus benefiting their future employability and ambitions for life. Our first OAT Academy was Ormiston Bushfield Academy back in 2009. Its success down to a strong partnership with the local community, existing staff and their leadership team.
I was an assistant principal in 2009 when Bushfield joined Ormiston Academies Trust, and I suppose from a staff perspective there was a little bit of nervousness. Lots of talk about academy change and how they were going to transform and change the way schools were run, but very quickly it was obvious that Ormiston were a group of people who just wanted to make a difference to the lives of young people. We were very lucky that in 2012 we moved into this amazing building. That was supported by Ormiston, as they played a big role in ensuring the funding, the design and actually the build of this amazing school.
Ormiston Trust's role was to light a fuse. The result was an explosion. We soon needed a much bigger conference centre. We got here by focusing on enriching lives. This will always be at our core.
There have been so many enrichment opportunities that OAT and Bushfield have kind of collaborated with over the last few years. The one that sticks out most in my mind is the Peterborough Centre for Young Musicians, which we do in collaboration with the Guildhall in London. This amazing school provides a platform for around 120 kids on a Saturday morning to experience classical music playing for over 3 or 4 hours as part of a Saturday school.
I grew up 3 miles from this school, and I went to school like some of you at a time when there were no clubs. There was just lessons, then you went home. I never had a foreign holiday in my family, but the first trip abroad I went on was with the school, and that was a coach trip to Holland. I understand the need for enrichment. I understand the role that school plays beyond the school day. So do OAT. And I know that our young people in this school, as in the previous school, have a myriad of opportunities, enrichment opportunities that are available to them after school. And for some of them, that's the reason why they get up and come to school. And we have to do that if we are to develop the young people who we know will go on and change the world.
Enrichment in the school is really nice. I like doing trampolining, volleyball and dance. I like it because I get to express myself and you get to know other people's interests. And thanks to Miss Mincher and Miss Brown and Miss James for helping me build my confidence and all those things, which I really like.
Hi, I'm Blake and I'm from Ormiston Academy and I won the Virtual Sports Cup and this means a lot. From this I realised that you can achieve anything.
I never really thought that I would get an OAT award, and now that I have, I feel that it's motivated me to push my litter picking campaign even further, because everything that I did so far was going really well, but now I feel like now that I've pushed it further, it's even better. And I feel that the anti-plastic campaign at school as well has also really inspired me to help with it, because I feel it's a very big thing that needs to be shared.
And I get to meet new people who like what I like. Say for netball, right now we can't do it, but I can't wait until it comes back. But I also like trips such as, because we went to White Castle and you get to learn about the history about places, so I like it.
Our people remain our greatest asset. One of the most rewarding things about watching the trust grow from strength to strength has been to witness our people grow too.
But I guess there are things which unite us and which bring us together, and that for me starts with a common understanding of the moral purpose of education, which is something that we fully understand as being putting the child at the centre of everything we do. The child is at the centre of all our decision making, and we care. Now, this was brought home to me early on in my OAT career, if you like, when Peter and Di Murray visited our school at Tenbury to open a new classroom block. And they came across a troubled young man in Year 9 who was a young carer going through quite a difficult moment in his life. And they spent a good time talking to him. And 2.5 years later, at the annual conference, Di approached me and asked me how he was getting on and how he'd got on in his GCSEs. People within OAT don't forget, we don't forget, and we care, and we know that we do what we do for the children, which may sound cliched, but that is our core moral purpose, isn't it?
I first met OAT in the initial discussions of academisation. I'd been a governor for less than 12 months and it was a world away from my experiences in business. Over time I saw parallels, and more importantly the support that OAT could offer, which would help our teachers and leaders concentrate on improving life chances and making student life as interesting and exciting as possible. OAT's vision, values and ethos was a good match for our school too. I was especially enticed by the introduction of a fully funded new school uniform. Little did I know the impact that would have until some years later, when a student said, "What I like about Sir Stanley Matthews Academy is that I have a uniform, and that means I get to be just like everybody else when I'm at school." OAT recognised that talent comes in different flavours, and the central team have leaned in when the going gets tough. I don't recall a time when I've seen more openness and a desire for rapid progression. Long may it continue. After more than 10 years with the Trust, it's great to see that you still care as much about our community as you did when we first met.
I actually joined South Parade School, as it was then, in September 2010 as part of the Graduate Teacher Programme. I then got my QTS in 2011 and South Parade School joined OAT in 2012. Straight after we joined, I became a member of the middle leadership team and then quite quickly progressed to have an amazing career here. I became assistant principal in 2015, vice principal 2016, head of school 2017 and then principal in 2019, none of which could have been done without the amazing support that I've received from OAT. Obviously when we joined initially I was a little bit apprehensive, but very quickly I realised that it was the right thing to do. The CPD and training package that we get is fantastic, the support, the networking, but the best thing for me is the enrichment opportunities that the pupils get as being part of OAT.
Hi, I'm Kabir Ahmed and I have been at Oscar since the formation via Ormiston Academies Trust. I recall that one of its core values when OAT came to us was that they wanted the academy to centre around the community. I remember thinking that if this is the case, then this is the school for me, because their belief around the community is what is fundamental to the core values of the school at that point in time. I have had the privilege to witness firsthand the evolution and change of this academy, led by OAT, with the appointment of key personnel from the principal to teaching and support staff, and the investment into a learning environment. I began as a learning support practitioner, and I am currently an assistant principal. The need to support and invest in staff underpins the foundations of what OAT does. On a personal level, I have been the recipient of a plethora of support and CPD, namely becoming a specialist leader in education and completing the NPQ-SL. The continuous professional development of staff is a key element as to why I enjoy working for Oscar and OAT. I believe in their vision and the direction, and I hope my fellow colleagues reap the benefits of what OAT and their respective academies have to offer.
It has been a remarkable 10 years, but we must always be looking to the future. So where do we want to be in 10 years' time? Well, achieving more together is what we strive for every day. We want to continue making the biggest difference to the lives of pupils both inside and outside of the classroom. This means continuing to focus on staff and student well-being, broadening the curriculum by focusing on employability, social and emotional skills, and finding and igniting the spark in young people. But where do our next generation want to be in another 10 years' time?
In 10 years' time, I would like to live in a big house in California and be a nanny because I love looking after children.
In 10 years' time, I would love to be a gymnast because I've been doing gymnastics since I was 5 and I just love it.
In 10 years' time, I want to be a judge because I'm interested in what's going on in society today.
In 10 years' time, I would like to be a baker.
In 10 years' time, I would like to go to university and study to be a financial advisor.
This is now our job for the future, to make sure these children's dreams become a reality, because that's what a family does. Thank you for being a part of it.